CD Projekt Red has no plans for a Cyberpunk PS5 Pro patch. CD Projekt says it won't update Cyberpunk for Sony's new console. So I read the headline for this and I actually thought it was a little bit interesting, especially because, with me doing the videos that I do, I have been able to see a lot of different mods that have come out and everything like that. Some that I've, made videos on, as well as others that I've kind of just watched myself on my own time. And one of the things that surprises me is the fact that they aren't going this route just because of the videos that have been kind of circulating recently with regards to them fixing the graphics and everything like that. If you go online right now, if you go on like on YouTube, you can see videos where they have like really enhanced graphics and it'll show like, the character in the game just walking the streets, and checking out the NPCs and everything like that. And there's some NPCs as well as like the car designs. It looks real as fuck. Like it doesn't look like it's some video game that you're watching. It actually looks like you're watching like somebody just recording themselves walking down the street, or like just recording a car that they happen to be in front of, like a sports car and stuff like that. So it's really awesome to see how far the graphics have come, as well as the fact that when you look at games, back from like the early 90s, early to mid 90s versus what we got now, it's wild, man. It is so insane. And just to think, if this is how it looks in like 2024, how it's going to be in the next couple years, by the time we get to like 2030, how like insane it's going to be. It's going to be like you're watching a movie more so than you're playing a video game. So we'll go ahead and get into the article here, and then I'll go ahead and give my thoughts as we go along. So CD Projekt has said that it has no plans to update Cyberpunk 2077 for PlayStation 5 Pro. When asked by a fan in the company's plans to patch its 2020 RPG for Sony's new console, the official Cyberpunk 2077 account responded, "We currently have no plans for PS5 Pro patch. When Cyberpunk 2077 was released on console in 2020, it famously suffered significant performance issues, leading Sony to offer full refunds for the game. The game would later be released on PlayStation 5, with PS4 owners receiving the update for free." And so it's a little bit weird that they're not even not have any plans for it. Maybe it is one of those things where it would still look very nice with the PS5 version that they have on there, so they probably don't feel the need to. But like I said, with the way that they've been able to do the updates as far as like for PC and mods and everything like that, I'm kind of curious if it is going to be able to hold its own in that regard, or if it's one of those things they're kind of over trying to update the game and work on it type of a thing. So I'm a little bit interested to see like what the future will hold in that regard. So Sony's PlayStation 5 Pro was released earlier this month for $700 and 800, I believe that's euros. Over 50 games subsequently received updates with graphical upgrades and other performance improvements. However, following the release of the console, it's been reported that Silent Hill 2 and Star Wars Jedi Survivor both suffered performance issues when played on Sony's new machine. And that's something I'm wondering if it was the like because of the consoles themselves, or if it was just the coding and stuff like that that happened to go into it that caused it to have an issue. Because especially with those being like new games, you'd think that once they kind of get released right away, they'd be doing pretty well for the most part. So a sequel to Cyberpunk 2077 is currently in development. Development of Cyberpunk 2077 sequel, which is codenamed Project Orion, is being headed to CD Projekt Red's new North American arm, which has studios in Boston and Vancouver. So I actually did a video in regards to them talking, somewhat talking about the sequel that was going to be coming for that. The article that I read was actually really fucking hilarious because it stated that, oh, there's going to be a Cyberpunk 2077 sequel, but and then you looked at all the information, it was like there was nothing that they had to give. So it was like, oh, when's the release date? No release date has been announced yet. It's like, well, when is the trailer going to be coming out? No trailer is going to be coming out so far. Like, all right, well, what's the story? No story information has been given. It's like, well, then why the fuck did you do a goddamn article on this? So it just made me laugh, and I'm pretty sure it's still on my channel here. So if anyone wanted to check that out, you're more than welcome to. It was pretty funny. And then we'll just read the last two sentences here. So the studio has said that the game's development outside of Europe means Cyberpunk 2 will be more authentically American. Production on The Witcher 4, which is codenamed Polaris, is scheduled to begin soon. So That's actually some good news right there. The Witcher 4. Hopefully, we'll get more information from that. I did actually see an article as well that mentioned, as far as The Witcher goes, that there was a new book that was going to be coming out by the original author, and it is going to be kind of a prequel, kind of the teenage years of Geralt and him and doing his Witcher thing. So I don't know if that's what they're going to go as far as the direction for The Witcher 4, but as far as the new game goes, that's where they're headed in that regards. And as far as Cyberpunk 2 being more authentically American, I never played Cyberpunk 2077. I think I've mentioned it before. I did purchase the game originally, but it was so full of bugs and so like such a disappointment from what I was expecting from it that I was one of the people that ended up returning it. I wasn't too happy with the direction that they decided to go in as far as, lying to a lot of players and then showing a lot of trailers, gameplay and stuff like that that looked like the game was going to be a lot better than what it actually was. So I ended up returning it. So I haven't gotten the opportunity to go back and play it. I kind of have been considering it because I have heard some people mention how good of a game it is. But one of the things that also did kind of turn me off a little bit to it was the fact that it was a first person game. Not that I'm fully against first person games, it's just that I'm someone that tends to get motion sickness. So when it comes down to those types of games, it's either a hit or miss whether I'll be able to actually play it without actually feeling the repercussions of that. So in that regard, it did kind of turn me off a little bit. So I'm thinking maybe it will be something I can try to go back at and play again just to give it a shot because I have seen some gameplay out there of people playing it, with everything upgraded and everything like that. And it does look fun as hell. Like it does look like a fun game worth checking out. So this is the news we got here so far. Again, it is a little bit surprising that they aren't going to be coming out with anything for the PS5 Pro, but if they're already kind of considering doing a sequel, chances are they're probably more concerned about that than doing anything with the game that they already released. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I just want to say I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.